A little better?
That was great. That was perfect.
Thank you. You're perfect, Will.
Aw, thanks.
He's such a dreamboat.
Hey, LeGrand Alive. Welcome to your weekly Newsish Roundup. I'm Will Bowman, and this is...
And I'm Ashley O'Toole. How's it going, everybody? We've got two stories to discuss with you all today on this edition of Newsish Roundup. We're very excited about the Elgin Opera House winning an international award. We're going to tell you about that. And of course, Eastern Oregon's own Lori McNeil is actually penning a new book with a celebrity entrepreneur.
Absolutely. Only on your weekly Newsish Roundup. Coming right up, thanks to these sponsors. Our first story of the evening, the Elgin Opera House is putting on Seussical the Musical coming up next weekend. Seussical the Musical is, as it sounds, an amalgamation of a bunch of different Dr. Seuss stories. They took all the Dr. Seuss stories, shoved them in together, and called it a musical. And they're going to be putting that on next weekend out in Elgin. But before we talk about that, we got to talk about the award that they won for that particular play. Ashley, where did they go?
That's right. Actually, recently they took this play, or at least a 15-minute condensed version, very well-rehearsed version of it, over to the Junior Theater Festival, which is actually the world's biggest and best celebration of young people performing musical theater. And this year, the kids from the Elgin Opera House brought home the Most Inspirational Performance Award.
Absolutely. The Most Inspirational Performance Award is given to a troupe that has little funding, little members, but big heart.
And it was really cool because we were definitely on the smaller end because most of the groups had 40 kids, and they were really impressed how well we projected our music out to the audience and everything. And with the other groups, since there were so many kids, they did get breaks. Some of the kids would stand on the side while they performed, and we just did the whole thing for the full 15 minutes. Which I think also really impressed the judges. So.
Yeah. It was kind of overwhelming at first, but then when we got the trophy, we're like, oh my gosh, we can do this. This is something that we can show people. It doesn't matter what size you are, you can go in and still make an impact. And it was really cool.
Honestly, we were all very nervous and scared and anxious to go there, and we thought everyone was going to be we're better than you, but everyone there was so nice and welcomed us. And I remember when they announced our names, everyone just shot up and we were screaming. And there were other groups that they were excited for us because we became friends with a whole bunch of groups. And they know how small we were and the effort, and so it was fun to see other groups standing and being excited when we got an award. So it was just a really cool, overwhelming feeling.
You could feel the love and support from people. When we were done with our show, people got up and clapped and wooed and cheered, and it was so nice to feel it isn't about the competition. It's about everybody meeting each other and going to one place and sharing the same passion and love.
That's the difference between sports and theater. Because in sports, we're trying to kill the other person, basically. And in theater, we're
Now, we should also mention that Anna Buckley and Joey Hale brought home individual awards as well, so we're really excited and proud for them too.
Congratulations, Joey and Anna, for bringing home the gold to Eastern Oregon. Now, speaking of bringing things home to Eastern Oregon, the kids for Seussical the Musical are going to be bringing that play to the Elgin Opera House, not this weekend, but the following weekend. That is the weekend of July 27th and 28th. They're going to have 2 performances each day at 2:30 p.m. and 7:30 p.m., and they think that it's actually something just a little bit special that they're bringing back to Eastern Oregon after winning their award.
It's something special for our home. We're all from Union County, and we want to show Union County. We want new kids to come and say, I didn't know that was a thing we could do. I didn't know that theater was an option, and I want musical theater to grow here as it should. I think it's really cool to have kids come because they saw Seussical, and then next year they come and join us and go to JTF.
It's a really big thank you. Because without Union County, we wouldn't have the Opera House, and we wouldn't be here Without that, I would be doing sports, and nobody wants to see that.
Tickets can be purchased at the Elgin Opera House or on their website or by calling 541-663-6324. This story was brought to you by
Our second story of the evening is all about Eastern Oregon's own Lori McNeil. Now, Lori is actually an international business and self-improvement coach, recently known for becoming 2017's Mrs. Oregon.
Mrs. Oregon, United States. It is a little bit of a different competition than Miss Oregon, but Mrs. Oregon is a very, very, very rigorous competition that includes business and education and leadership competitions in addition to the pageantry that many of those competitions are known for. But now she's moved on from that and she's actually promoting her coaching business, and she has some cool new things going on. She has a new webinar series that she's promoting. She's collaborating with other business coaches to continue to improve herself and her coaching business. And her most, I would say, big time thing that she's got going on right now is that she has partnered with Kevin Harrington for a new book that's going to be coming out here pretty soon.
Kevin Harrington, the founder of As Seen on TV, Kevin Harrington?
The one and only Kevin Harrington.
Whoa, I saw him on Shark Tank too.
He was also on Shark Tank.
yeah.
I haven't seen Shark Tank, but I hear it's kind of a big show.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
Absolutely. So in it, Lori talks a little bit more about some of the personal stories that she has growing up that got her into business coaching, as well as some tools and tips for professionals and entrepreneurs.
Kevin is at a different place in his career where he literally is doing all kinds of projects to help entrepreneurs and to collaborate with other high-achieving business professionals in their field globally. So we partnered up as a way to not only offer really great tools and tips to help other people in their life journey and in their professional journey, but also, honestly, he's actually mentoring me through this project. So I am honored to be working with him and his team and learning so much about business and about how I can be a better business coach and a better trainer with the skills that he's already mastered along the way. And so it's this interesting, very unique project of me learning from him in the process of writing a book that both of us are using as tools to help other people at the same time. So it's very, very honoring in that way. I feel like my education, my self-improvement, and my journey has increased exponentially in this last year alone, in the last couple of years, not only through working with Kevin, but just through the whole journey on how to be a better coach.
The book also talks a little bit about Lori's ideas about having identity and vision in entrepreneurs' pursuit of their businesses.
And I think oftentimes in the industry, you can have two businesses in the same town and they almost get in kind of competition with each other a little bit, when really it's our own insecurity or our own beliefs that are kind of putting our energy in the wrong direction. So I think it's really important for people to understand who they are and the fact that they have a very unique knowledge and skill set and tool set that they bring to their industry, and to not focus so much on what everyone else is doing. Because you have the power and the creativity to do things very, very differently, very uniquely, and maybe even better in a different way, because you understand who you are and the essence of who you are and how that translates into the business world, and what customers see. Basically, what are they seeing? What are they experiencing through you just being comfortable in your own skin as an entrepreneur, as a leader in your industry? And that's something that I actually see a lot, especially with young entrepreneurs that are trying to really kind of find their voice and find their place, their niche. The other thing is vision. I talk a lot about vision. Anybody that knows me knows that. It is so important to have a deeper understanding of why you are passionate about what you're doing. It's not enough just to say, I want to make 6 or more figures, or I want to be on the front page of this newspaper or whatever. Everybody has a different purpose and different things that drive them, but you really, really need to understand the bigger reason of why you even want to be in business. If you want to be in the textiles industry, why? It's not just about feeling the niche, it's what really truly drives you and gets you out of bed in the morning, and what's your bigger vision, what's going to sustain you 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 30 years from now? What's your legacy going to be? What's your bigger reason for why? And unfortunately, not enough people in business, whether you're a young entrepreneur or whether you've been in business for years, there's actually a lot of business people out there who have not done the deeper work in really understanding their bigger vision for why they do what they do every single day.
More details to follow on that book, including the title and the release date. So we absolutely will keep you posted. And congratulations again to Lori McNeil for all of your success and everything that you've done to help keep Eastern Oregon on the map as far as the business community, the education community. Thank you.
Lori is a very cool lady, and she continues to, even though she's made it in somewhat of a big way, she continues to come talk to us here at Little La Grande Alive in Little La Grande, Oregon. We really enjoy you, Lori, and congratulations. We hope you move forward. This story was brought to you by And that's your weekly Newsish Roundup for the week. Thanks for tuning in. Actually, we got one more quick update on a story that we covered last week. Ashley, what do we got going on?
That's right. Last week, the Newsish Roundup covered the Our Volley, Our Voice, Our Vote initiative. And just a couple of days ago on Tuesday, those folks were able to turn in more than 1,200 signatures that they were required to make on those petitions. So there is a chance that we'll see that measure on the ballot. As we speak, hopefully the county folks are going through those signatures, vetting them all and qualifying them all. And that remains to be seen whether or not it's actually going to be on the ballot. But the folks did turn in the required number of signatures.
There you go. That's our weekly Newsish Roundup right there. Thanks for tuning in to Grand Live. One more big shout out to our sponsors for this week's episode. Thanks again, La Grande Alive. I'll see you in 3 weeks. I'm going to be taking off for a couple weeks, and Ashley's going to be taking my place right here on set next to Mr. Alex. How do you say his last name?
McCadded, I believe.
McCadded. Alex McCadded.
Yep. Alex and I will be sitting here next to each other for the next couple weeks worth of Newsish Roundups while Mr. Honeymoon Man is out enjoying himself, and we'll miss him dearly and see him when he gets back.
When I get back, can I have a name tag that says Will Bowman, Mr. Honeymoon Man?
Mr. Honeymoon Man.
Can that be my wedding
and
present
hopefully your left hand will be a little heavier too.
Thanks, La Grande Alive,
All right,
and we'll see you next week.